Good morning, traders. Forex Market Analytics. We're back on the gold today. We're looking at the gold pulling back after quite an interesting encounter with 1471, right? I'm showing you here the big picture, the weekly chart. And we think that, the fact that price kind of bouncing off that 1471 after touching base and managing to cross, right now, 1530. Take a look at that huge spike. We don't think this is a coincidence. Right, we think this happens for a reason. So we think this is kind of a sign of price probably ending this downside correction. It was a deep and intense downside correction, came after a big upside trend, right? Quite a big of a move here we had ever since August 2018, right? Price just kept going, kept hammering, with a couple of technical corrections along the way, but they were relatively shallow. Now we had a big one, right? Just as we've reached we almost touched base on 1714. What a misfortune, right? We've missed that target by 10 points. That's how close we got. Take a look. Highest high 1703, but then came that, that crash. So the fact that price is pulling back up now, and basing itself right on top of that 1530 suggests we might have a bit of an upside reversal. I want to show you how it looks like from the daily perspective because it's equally interesting. I mean, you can see how price just a couple of days ago, that was a big move, right? That was a big day, and price just sliced that 1471 level and the 200-day moving average, and it bounced back quite nicely. It actually replicated that move the following day, right, which was yesterday. Again, started on the downside with a lot of force, but could not break through 1471, not even close. Once again, it bounces off that level with a lot of strength, right? It just turned around and actually ends up the day positively after, not before, it was trying to break through 1530, right? It looks like price is trapped really well right in between these two levels, right? 1471 from below, 1530 from above. We can see how the battle that was going down here yesterday when price was trying to push through, and we can actually see it again right now, right? Just today. Price is already traded above that level. At its highest high, it was already at 1546, and the day just started, but we can already see, it's pulling back. It's having that battle against that 1530, and that 1530, it's a serious, significant, resistance level, right? Price just proves that. So at this point, it's hard to say which one is going to prevail. Which one of these key levels, right? The support or the resistance. Which one is the one is going to cave in? Now, we feel it's going to be 1530. Even though right now it doesn't look like it. Right? It looks like it has a lot of price. It comes with a lot of pressure from above here, pressing on price. But eventually we think price will find a way to break through. And of course, once it does, right, that's the big trigger level right now. We're not participating in this position, by the way, if I forgot to mention that. We're just spectators right now, standing on the sideline. We're waiting for the right moment to strike. We would like to get back on that train, to get back on board, but we need price to prove that it can handle 1530 as a resistance level. Once it can prove that to break through, we'll start with a daily, breakout confirmation. Later on, we would like to see that, backed up with a weekly breakout confirmation. But then, of course, that will give us the confidence to engage with a bigger size position going forward. 1583 is going to be a bit of a partial execution spot for us. Eventually, guys, we're still going to aim at 1714. We feel that price kind of, it still owes us that move, right? We feel that the fact that it didn't reach that level doesn't suggest that it's not going to. It just means that it had to have that deep downside correction. Once that's over, we think price is going to come back and try to hunt that high and try to hunt that 1714 level. And possibly even, what we feel about the long-term perspective, right? We feel that 1714 is just a temporary spot, in the middle of the way. Eventually, price will take the previous major high that was determined back at 2011, where price price hit 1900, right? So that's where we feel the gold is heading for. So it should be really interesting, obviously, to follow up. We'll be back next week to see how things have unfolded here on the gold. That's about it for today, guys. We'll see you in the next video. Take care.